What's going on, everybody? If you're seeing this page, that means the official Touring Rain Reloaded merch store is now available. To get access to the store, make sure you go ahead and click the store tab on my YouTube channel. From there, you will be able to see all the merch that is available. We have mugs, shirts, hoodies, joggers, and so much more to come. All original designs made by yours truly, Touring Rain Reloaded. Now go ahead and get your merch today, and you can feel nothing in style.
Here's the deal. Perception is reality. And so when you look at the data that was provided in this poll, it talks about how people feel. And when people decide whether they're going to the poll or whether they're not going to the poll, it's all about how you feel in that moment. And so while the facts may not align with their feelings are dictating their reality. Their reality is that they said that they feel better or they felt better when Trump was in office. But we've been trying to push back. We've got some very popular African-American artists that are out here saying things like, oh, I got checks when Trump was in office. I want those checks again, not understanding that that really came from Congress. So we've got a couple of things, the perception issue, and then we also have an issue as it relates to civics in this country and people not understanding exactly how any of this works.
I think the picture that I'm using to describe Jasmine Crockett right here is the perfect one, because this woman is a straight and utter goofy. Now, y'all have seen the video that I did about that Kathy Garrett or Kathy Garnett or whatever the hell her name is, the recent Buchanan video that I did on that chick, and she basically said the same exact thing, but was speaking in a way relating to the Republicans. What have I told you? Two things: let them talk long enough and they will reveal who they are. And two, left wing, right wing, conservative, liberal, Republican, Democrat. Two wings attached to the same buzzer. Here you have two black women who basically call black people dumb, and then on the flip side are going to try to come and talk to us to pull us in both directions depending on what side of the spectrum they're on. Kathy will pull us in the right direction, and when I say right, I'm not talking about as in morally right, I'm talking about like the right as in the Republicans. And then you'll have Jasmine trying to pull us into the left or the liberal or the Democrat side, and neither one of them are going to discuss anything that we want to have discussed that needs to be discussed when it comes to black people, specifically black Americans. Now, something that I remember her mentioning in the video is talking about this poll that was taken about talking about how people feel, I guess, about the presidency and Joe Biden and everything like that as pertaining to black people, and they probably aired out their grievances about how they feel. And instead of taking that in stride, they just kind of gloss over it, and by they I'm talking about Jasmine in this case, just gloss over it and just basically tell us, oh, to just get over it and move on. We need to make sure that we keep the Republicans out of office. We got to make sure to get Joe Biden back in. And the crazy part about it is, if they had it their way, they wouldn't have Joe Biden back in, but they need to have a job. They got to have a job. They got to protect their bottom line, and that bottom line is their check. And as long as their bottom line is protected, they will get on here and they will say and spew out anything, a whole bunch of nonsense that makes no kind of coherent sense whatsoever, and will throw many people under the bus along the way. And I probably should have mentioned this like toward the beginning. If y'all didn't know who Jasmine Crockett is, she's that woman that went off at that Trump impeachment or that Trump Biden impeachment thing about back in September, and she was all snapping and neck popping and doing the sister girl thing, just acting ratchet up on that thing. And you had a lot of people that was amening and blessing her and praising her and everything that she did and saying, woo woo, you go girl, you know, all of that. And I'm sitting here like, okay, y'all hooping and hollering right now, but then how calm she is right here and trying to tell black people that they're dumb when it comes to how they vote. I said, y'all got to be very careful about who y'all are championing behind and who y'all are praising and who y'all are clapping your hands for and jumping up and down and wanting to throw a parade and roll out the red carpet for, because not everybody is there to hold your hand and be your friend. She's definitely one of them. Now, one thing I've always told people, and I tell y'all all the time, that one of my biggest pet peeves, if you want to really piss me off, is to insult my intelligence. When she ended the video off in so many words saying that we don't know how any of this works, ma'am, we actually know how all of this works, and we also know how none of it does work for us. If that's what we know, well, I'm not gonna say if that's what you meant, because we know that's not what you meant. We know that none of this has been working for us. None of it. And it's not something that's been recent. It isn't something that's been festering. It's been something that's going over for so long. That's why I brought up Kathy Garrett, or whatever her last name is, about how they do the same thing over there. And I'm like, y'all do the same thing over there. That's why I'm unaffiliated now. You can't pull me in both directions. They'll probably be upset because I am unaffiliated. They're like, how dare you not choose a side? Well, how dare you not listen to our demands? We said we want tangibles. We said we want you to cut the check. What do? Pull out a task force, pull out a study, pull out an outreach program, pull out a school and education program, everything but what we asked for or demanded. I just uploaded a video recently talking about Joe Biden, the same person that Jasmine Crockett is stumping for, where they literally, where he has literally signed something where the rural residents of Minnesota are going to get $5 billion to go to their agriculture, into their landscape, into their development. No tests, no studies, no outreach programs, no educational programs, none of that. No questions, no problem, just here's the money. And let's not talk about all the money they've been sending overseas. But when it comes to us, there's always these extra hurdles that we have to jump over and roll under and jump through in order to try to get something, and still haven't gotten nothing yet. And you got people out here saying we don't deserve it. And it's crazy. You got these people that's coming across the pond and across the border, the south of the Bordarian, and a not so secret invasion, are coming in and just literally squatting in squalor. And they're about to be handed the keys to the kingdom. What about that, Jasmine? What exactly do you want us to vote for? Like I said, she's trying to keep her job. She's already on thin ice with this part right here. In case y'all were unaware of who Jasmine Crockett is, y'all got a little bit of a tease just with her, with what she said in this video clip. I'm telling you, these shills are not to be trusted, and it doesn't matter from which side they are on. But if they are shilling hard, they really don't have our best interests at heart. Trust and believe me when I say that.